Okay, so this was the first game I actually played with this deck. It looks like we're going up against a Hunter, so I definitely want to keep Pharaoh Cat. Maybe consider Seal Fate, because it's a good 3-drop, but if it's a Face Hunter, we really want a lot of high pressure. Sap is really not worth considering. Against a Face Hunter, the only thing you want to sap are the Death Rattles, especially we started seeing some 9 lives Hunters, Face Hunters, which uses that 2 mana, deal 3 to the enemy hero Death Rattle, so that's really a prime sap target against Hunter. But you don't want to keep sap in the mulligan, you just, if you get it and it's Face Hunter, you can use it. So here we actually get a pretty nice hand. We were really looking for some sorts of 3-drops. We get the EdWIN and we get the SI, and we even get the Shadow Step with the Pharaoh Cat, so we can make a really big EdWIN on turn 2. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So the game plan right now is to go Pharaoh Cat turn 1, big EdWIN on 2, and then just blank out the SI on 3. We pick up the Sap. I really think Sap is pretty useless. The only thing you're using it for is like Misha and Death Rattles. So when he doesn't play anything on turn 1, and then he plays a Secret on turn 2, it's looking less likely to be Face Hunter. It still could be. Face Hunter only plays Explosive and Freezing Trap, maybe a Misdirection, so this is a pretty easy opportunity to hit in. If it's a Freezing Trap, we don't get to make our EdWIN super big. We just get a 4/4 EdWIN, but that's good. That's still really good. The last thing we want is to get our EdWIN Freezing Trapped up. So I think we're going to attack Face here and then evaluate from there. So first thing we do is attack Face, and I don't think any Secret is going to proc. So now we're really looking at Pressure Plate, Rat Trap, Snake Trap, possibly Snipe. So we can't really just coin out the EdWIN because he's going to get sniped up. So then we kind of have to Shadow Step the Pharaoh Cat, but if we Shadow Step the Pharaoh Cat, play it again to check for Snipe, and there's no Snipe, there's almost certainly going to be a Rat Trap. Pressure Plate's not that useful right now. So I think we're looking at either a Snipe or a Rat Trap. I don't think there's any way around it. You just have to put out the 8/8 EdWIN, and if it's a 6/6 Rat Trap, it's fine. And if it's a Pressure Plate, it's better. And if it's a Snipe, it's probably the best. So I don't think Pressure Plate would have procced just now. Oh yeah, it would have procced on the coin, so it's not Pressure Plate. So here we know now that it's a Rat Trap. Not the best, but we have an 8/8 EdWIN, so let's just put him on the board and let's just say go. It's nicely done on his part. He gets the Rat Trap off on turn 2. Like, who plays Rat Trap on turn 2? But he gets paid off. So now we're in an interesting predicament. Another Secret, Beaming Sidekick. So he's at 6/8, so it's kind of enticing us to hit him with our EdWIN, which means that this trap could very easily be Snake Trap. I think that right now we both have a 1/2 and a big body on board, and he just wants to go upstairs. We're just going to want to go upstairs. We already know that we can. It's probably not Freezing Trap. If it was Freezing Trap, he would have taken care of the 1/2, so that EdWIN's the only thing on board. So it's probably not Freezing Trap. It could be an Explosive Trap, so that our EdWIN becomes in range of his 6/8 attacking us. But if that's the case, then we want the 6/8 to take the trade for us. We want to keep going up top. So I think here we're really looking at a couple options. We could consider going Praise Galakrond and a Dagger, but that leaves us very open to the Pressure Plate. We could use our Sap on the 6/8, that also leaves us open to Pressure Plate, or we can just drop the SI agent, and I think that is probably the best play because it makes us, it makes him have to do more work in the coming turns to RNG us out with the Pressure Plate, to hit our EdWIN on the Pressure Plate. So I think I like just playing the SI agent and just going up top, because when we're putting him at 20, he still has to deal with us. We want to make him have to deal with our stuff. We don't ever have to trade. We have more damage on board going to his face than he does to us. So I think we can just go face. I don't like sapping here because it's just a 50-50. And like, we already have our EdWIN on board. He already can't deal with it. He already has a rough time dealing with the EdWIN. There was no Explosive Trap, so now he really has no way of dealing with his EdWIN. He only has 7 damage on board, so I think we just keep going up top, going upstairs, just keep applying pressure and eventually make him have to trade with us. We don't ever have to trade with him because we're applying too much pressure. And that way we can completely avoid his traps as well. So I like this, just dropping the SI. He's going to life drink, that's okay, and he's still going upstairs. It's okay, he can't kill us next turn. He's only at He only has 12 on board. So he cannot kill us straight up. We can consider Restless Mummying his 3/3 here so that we can protect our face even more. We do have 2 Restless Mummies, so it's kind of good. We can finally sap if we want. We should probably check with the Praise Galakrond. I'm not sure if I agree with this. Because if we want to Praise Galakrond, we probably want to put it on the 1/2, right? Because if we put it on the 4/3, if we put it on the 8/8, it's not doing a whole lot. If we put it on the 4/3, it's not really doing a lot. If we put it on the 1/2, it gives us the ability to trade with his 1/2 a little bit better. It also gives us the ability to, if he somehow takes 2 into the rat, we can use our Restless Mummy. But I also like the idea of attacking all face first before we use any of our spells. That way we can guarantee the face damage from EdWIN. So what we could even do is just go in with EdWIN and SI Agent and then keep the 1/2, and then we could Praise Galakrond the 1/2. I don't think there's much point to that. So I think we can just go upstairs first and then evaluate after and see what the trap is. It seems like the trap has probably got to be like a pressure plate or a snake trap. I really don't want to attack any of his monsters because I'm still afraid of the snake trap, so I really don't care necessarily to go Restless Mummy like that. He's still under so much pressure. We could even Restless Mummy just blanket out here. I think I might like that more than sapping here. So when we don't get pressure plated, now it's definitely a snake trap. So now we can never attack him. Just keep going face. I think Restless Mummy last turn, just blank out the Restless Mummy and don't attack anything is reasonable too, because it puts two bodies on board to get 3 damage into his face next turn. Just the more pressure that we can apply, the better it is. I think it's also safe to sap the 6/6 because if he has any 2 damage from hand, he wins the game. So that's probably best. It's probably best to just sap him after we get the damage in, because then even if he kills our EdWIN, he still has to deal with the rest of our stuff, and we still have Restless Mummies left and right. We still haven't even played a Miscreant yet. We haven't played a Devoted Maniac. We're very comfortably in control of this game. I think the sap is okay. So now I really don't even know what he can do. He has to like hit a deadly shot. It's a 50-50 deadly shot because he can't clear the 1/2. So I'm not quite sure what he's going to do here. Life Drinker, okay. So that's 2 damage from hand, but he wouldn't have been able to Life Drinker and hit the hero power, so he wouldn't have killed us even if we hadn't sapped the thing. And now we just win, right? He has no way of stopping us. It's clearly a snake trap. We just dropped the Leroy and the game's over. So I think that was nicely done. We never traded once. We just kept the pressure on, stay aggressive, stay hitting him in the face, and just stay hitting him in the face, and then eventually they can't recover. Hunter, Rogue, really similar matchups. You just want to go face because they can never heal it, and eventually, even if they can take the board over, you leave them at such a low place in their health that you can kind of come over the top with Eviscerates, with your Shark, and your Life Drinkers, with your Kronks, things like that, or even just with your little lackeys, you know? So, nicely played game here. Good little win, easy win.